Hello and welcome in to another week of the Stadium Experience with Jake Elmsley. Jordan Moment here alongside me, and there are things we could talk about, Jordan. But I think it's more important that we reflect on the things that make us human.
Okay.
You know, our collective human experience. I think that is something sometimes, on this show we lose sight of a little bit. And why, folks? So how was your holiday, Jordan? How was your family? That's that. Again, the things that really matter: family, the holidays, being together. How is that all for you?
It was pretty good. I may have spent some time on Saturday afternoon watching.
Oh, no. We're not talking about Saturday. We're talking about Sunday. Jordan, this is sport.
Okay.
We're talking about Sunday. How was your Christmas, Jordan? I don't want to get political here and say Christmas. Get it, Jordan?
Oh, yes.
You like my 08 joke? My 2008 jokes?
I did like
Thank
your
you.
2008.
I'm like Tim Allen over here. Come on.
Me and my family got together. We frolicked around the holiday tree.
Oh, my God. Well, that's something, huh?
Yep. And then
a little bit of holly mixed in?
Exactly. Some light refreshment.
Oh, excellent.
Had some eggnog.
Oh, I'm a big eggnog guy. Are you an eggnog guy?
I do enjoy some eggnog.
I feel like eggnog's controversial.
Is it?
There are people who hate it. So I'm not a milk drinker, but I really like eggnog.
I can see why, because it's like the consistency and it's a little bit thick and
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean,
but it tastes good. I feel like if it didn't taste exactly the way it tasted, it'd be a little bit.
I like the consistency.
Disturbing. I don't mind the consistency.
I'm with the consistency.
But I'm a huge milk drinker. In fact, I stopped off at the corner store today and got me a bottle of Nesquik double chocolate.
Oh my God, well, that's important too. Nourishing your body, that's another important thing. Maybe we don't spend enough time with on this show.
Exactly, and then went to play some games on my laptop. I haven't turned on since I moved, and my laptop's kind of cooked. It was struggling to.
But you were able to be there with it in its final hours. Very important.
It still works. Just doesn't work very well.
Okay, well, it's still trugging along.
It's still trugging along. It just runs League of Legends at like 45.
Well,
FPS.
you know what else is not running itself efficiently, Jordan?
What?
At least as well as it used to run. What would be the New England Patriots.
Oh.
And that was not a planned segue, Jordan. That was just our natural chemistry that we built over many moons.
Exactly.
Really coming into play there. But yeah, no, this game's annoying. This game's really annoying because in the first half, I watched the first half. You watched it too.
Mm-hmm.
You text me, I don't think I'm going to watch the second half. Not worth it. And I reminded you what our duty is here, the responsibility that we have. And you told me I was an inspiring leader. Your exact words, not mine. And then you watched the second half.
I did say this.
And I gotta say, the first half, I'm like, well, it's gonna be an easy podcast this week. I'm like, it's gonna be an easy stadium experience. Like, what? They're getting blown out. Whatever. Like, very simple. Come on, I'm gonna say that they suck and that everything sucks and they need to blow everybody out and that's it. Like, they're about to get shut out by the Bengals. That's what a real offense looks like. I'm gonna review their entire coaching staff and just bring all of them in. Offer them all more money than anybody else's and bring them all in. But then, Jordan, as they keep refusing to do in the year of our Lord, 2022. Last time I'll be able to say this on a stadium experience. This is the last show of 2022, I guess. See you in 2023, everybody. But then the Patriots had to show just enough competence. Just enough in the macro for it to be frustrating. And now we have things to talk about. We got to go over it. I was watching the second half. I'm like, oh my God, I might have to actually analyze this game. Like, things are happening. Things are happening beyond them getting blown out. Oh, this is going to be a hard one. Oh God, the bartender at this bar started giving me like pint glasses of leftover mimosa from brunch. Oh, I'm not in a headspace for this. So I had to go back and rewatch like the entire second half after this game. I was distracted by Home Alone 2. It was on another TV in the bar. I was kind of watching Home Alone 2 a little bit. It was a lot going on.
With 29-year-old Joe Pesci.
Exactly. So, so that is, this was a frustrating one, Jordan, I got to tell you. Because for the second week in a row, the Patriots just kind of fumble themselves out of a game they kind of had in the bag. A game that they had, at the very least, had a very good opportunity to put themselves in a very good position. And that speaks to something that I've said for years. And that other people have said for years. I mean, I didn't invent this term, but I guess something I buy into, which is like the idea that like your record honestly very accurately reflects who you are as a team. Because I never like playing the game. I very, very rarely like to play the game of like, well, you lost this game because of this play. But if you didn't, your record would be this, or the opposite, or you only won this game really close because something happened in the last second. If that didn't happen, your record would be this, yada, 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 that kind of thing. Because, you could sit here and be, well, if the Patriots don't have the dumbest play ever at the end of the Raiders game, and they don't fumble on the 5-yard line with a chance down by 4, against this Bengals team, that's 2 wins. They're 7-6 right. They're 9-6 right now, which is true. But Jordan, I don't play that game because I do genuinely believe that in the in the wide view of things, your record very often reflects who you are. It's unbelievable how good of a job it does because yes, if the Patriots hadn't made those mistakes, they'd have won those games. However, Jordan, all season, they have done nothing but show you that they are a caliber of team and the makeup of this team. Whatever DNA is baked into the 2022 New England Patriots, that they're a team that will make those mistakes. And they will lose themselves games because of them, and that's why they're sitting right here now. And right now they are a team that's record is not quite what it could be if they were a little bit more disciplined, if they played situationally a little bit better, if they could play on special teams worth a lick. Yes, and look at that, Jordan. Their record reflects exactly who they are. That's what we have today. But again, Jordan, I'll even give them this. In the last 2 weeks, Jordan, this team has done something I all season talked about as being impossible for them. Impossible. This team in consecutive weeks has almost one time did. Against the Raiders did, and this game could have, if not for Ramondre Stevenson fumbling, come back from a 2-touchdown deficit. Genuinely, they almost came back from a 3-touchdown deficit, Jordan. Which again, I never thought this team could have in them. How many times have I said that? I'm like, well, if the Patriots down by 10, they're cooked. They'll never, no chance in any game ever. I've said that a million times all year. I guess, am I wrong? I don't know. They last week, I'm like, well, the Raiders suck. Bengals don't suck. They don't have an all-world actually, they have the 9th defense in the league right now in terms of points per game, but whatever. But, they're a good team. I don't know. I guess, even if you have, a bad defense, you're on a good team, I give that something. But they almost did. And it just makes it all the more frustrating. Because then, Jordan, what did they do, Jordan? What did I talk about that this team loves to do again?
They like to sell it a little bit.
They like to sell it, Jordan. Bill Belichick just pointed down the Toe Blaster 9000 and just got to shooting. Just started blasting right on his piggies. Right on him and everybody on the roster's piggies. Just right there, knocking them all off. Knocking them all off, baby. Oh my God, it's so frustrating. On one hand, I want to give them credit for the things they did well in this game. Because there were things that they did well in this game. Things that they have not done at this level in a lot of spaces for most of the season. But I can't, and I don't want to, because it's just so bogged down and how many stupid, what feel like fixable, dumb little things made them lose this game. But we'll do positives. We'll do them. They held the Bengals scoreless in the second half. I give them credit for that. I think that's very impressive, Jordan. We both think the Bengals are a very good team, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's impressive. Holding them to 22 points, by the way, is about as good a thing you're ever going to get, right? Like, I'm sure they scored less than 22 points at some point this season, but you know what I mean. Like, that's good. That's a reasonable number. But hold them scoreless in the second half. Because again, Jordan, they came out, those first, 3 drives? They went touchdown, field goal. Those first 3 drives, I'm like, oh my God, especially the first 2. I'm like, oh my God, this is what a real offense looks like. Yeah. When do we get this? Look, it's just night and day, right? Like, and meanwhile, the Patriots punted 4 times in the first half, and that was all they did. Like, it was like night. It's unbelievable watching it, really. Like they are in a different, like a completely separate league, a completely separate level of football. Unbelievable, Jordan. Really, to watch that. My God, is Jamar Chase maybe the best wide receiver in the league? Is Joe Burrow shiesty? The whole thing, right? But then they held him in the second half. Hell, they scored points off them in the second half. But then couldn't hit the extra points. Missed 2 extra points in this game. What a dumb thing to do. What a dumb thing. What a dumb thing to have happen in this game. They couldn't, again, Jordan, they could not capitalize off of turnovers when the defense didn't score. If you remember the first half, they picked off Joe Burrow and then could not convert it at all. Which I need the numbers. I don't have it. Maybe I should look for the stat. Like, what has the offense for the Patriots generated off of turnovers? I bet it's not a lot. I bet it is very low. I bet if you put the average point, like the average the average scoring output for this team off of turnovers, it would not rank favorably. But, whatever. Like, again, it's just, and even with all of that, they still put themselves right there on the 5-yard line, down 4. Could have been down by 2. Could have just needed a field goal, but whatever. You're there. And then your best offensive player just kind of fumbles it. And again, maybe this was the second half. This probably wasn't wire-to-wire Mac's best. I mean, obviously it wasn't wire-to-wire his best game because they didn't score a single point in the second. They got a first down in the first half. So, probably wasn't Mac's best game. But, like, the second half, Mac was slinging a little bit. I think Mac made his best throw of the year in this game. I mean, that throw to Kendrick Bourne, I believe, set up the second touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Was just, oh my God. Oh, no, actually set up the first touchdown, excuse me. Played to Kendrick Bourne, but he threw it and it was a 32-yard catch. He threw it and Jordan, you said at the time, look, I think that was a dumb throw. It was in the triple coverage. I literally watched it again before we came on here. Oh, dude, such a good throw. Like, it was right where he was. It was pinpoint. It was unreal. Like, just his best throw of the year. And then right after that, the touchdown pass on that same drive was great. It was like right in the corner, right to Bourne again. Just great.
Defensive back committed the cardinal sin of not turning his head.
Exactly. But even if he had, he would have gotten it. It was a laser. It was maybe I'll show you again after. It was a laser of it. Like, it was like, that was finally all year. I've been like, well, where are the throws that, like, if you want to be a Mac Jones defender, make you defend? That's one of them. I mean, I'll get you. That's one. That's one you can show me. Because my God,
that was a good throw.
It was a great throw. And maybe I'm overrating it because it's like the biggest sign of life they've shown all season. I was like, wow, a play I just feel good about. That's crazy. Who's this number 84 guy? Like, I tweeted him like, oh, is number 84? Like, is he new? Did they just get him off the practice? Is this Christian Wilkerson? Who is this? They just get this guy off the practice squad? Like, my God, that Kendrick Bourne guy is pretty good. Who would have guessed? He had a career high. He had 129 all-purpose yards in this game. Oh, my God. And Jordan, they still found a way to sell it. Like, they still found a freaking way to sell it. It's frustrating. If they had just gotten blown out, it wouldn't be frustrating like this. Like, it would be just processing. Like, it's easy. This is less hard. This is less easy. Because this is just, my God, it's like right when you think they're finally getting it together, they show who they are. The DNA of them, like I said, even we've talked about this, like even when they chain together a few good plays in a row, it's not in service of anything. It's not building up to anything. Mac Jones is still, by the end of the game, is still yelling at the sideline because he doesn't know what play they're running. And it's just close, like, and they just enough though where you're like, well, this team isn't, there's something. They have something. There's some level of ability here. And they're just refusing to get it. And yet somehow, Jordan, by the way, they somehow still control their own playoff fate. If they win out, they're in. Like they did it. Like they're still in command of it somehow. So yeah, no, I don't know, how do you feel after watching this game? Like what I don't know, give me like your big overview takeaway. Give me a minute to process. Like what?
I
By the way, we almost went to this game, by the way. Tickets for this game were about $40. I didn't bring that up. Like people were just dying to get rid of these, and honestly, part of the reason was Jordan was asleep. He didn't answer the phone when I called him before I left to go to work in the morning. But honestly, by the time I got out to my car to go to work, I was like, I'm really glad he didn't answer, because I would have bought these without going outside, and we would have just agreed to meet up. I'm so glad we did. It was terrible out.
It was so cold.
I would have also sold my tickets for $40.
It was so cold. So I think this. I really don't want to be contrarian, because they did look good second half, like regardless of the whole season and just in general, just in that particular context. Like they got the pick six.
Marcus Jones might be their best player.
Yeah, Marcus Jones, he jumped a route on Jamar Chase. There was a miscommunication with him and Joe Burrow, and then they took the momentum and they just went along with it. But I genuinely think that this was more of a case of like the Bengals just came out the first half and smoked them, absolutely embarrassed them, and then they just took their foot off the gas, and then their secondary started selling it. I was making jokes that Eli Apple must have like bet the over on this game, because that's the way their secondary started playing. But this team, man, it's really, it's just not a good team.
It's so, but you see, and you see, but it's when they have a game like this, and you're like, well, they're on the cusp of it.
I mean,
like they're just not.
I mean, the second half was like, they played maybe 20 minutes of good football. The first half was atrocious.
Pretty good. 20 minutes? Come on, I'll take that.
Like it. That's the third of the game, but like the first half was, it was bad. First half of this game was bad.
Yes, and by the way, maybe the score is less close if there's not a bunch of fumbling around with that. I think the Bengals missed 2 extra points too, or was it 1? Like they're also fumbling around with extra actually, they missed 1 extra point. And then they're fumbling around with like 2-point conversions, which by the way, I hate that. Never chase the 2 points, by the way. I hate it when teams do that. I hate that. I hate it when a team will miss an extra point and then feel like the next time down they have to go for 2. And then they don't get it, and it's like, what are you doing? Just abandon that 1 point. It's fine.
Yeah.
I hate
it. Even when Mac Jones had his best throws of the year, you still have absolutely, brain dead, Pop Warner flag football things, like when he was getting sacked and he just tossed the ball out for intentional grounding. And that was the dumbest thing I may have ever seen in my life.
Don't forget this, Jordan. Don't forget Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith in the first quarter ran into each other, and Hunter Henry did not come back.
So Hunter Henry's dead.
Don't know if you missed that.
Jonnu Smith killed
him and
Hunter
Jonnu
Henry.
just ran into each other.
Dude's in the concussion protocol because he ran into his team.
Yeah, your two tight ends, baby. That's $30 million worth of tight end right there. Just taking each other right out of the game.
Hey man, the self picks are they're crazy.
Don't even.
But it's Mac Jones getting that is getting that intentional grounding off the most ridiculous thing ever, which maybe this close for like to being like a strip sack return touchdown.
Mac Jones,
and then it's him doing stupid shit like trying to like hurt Eli Apple on his
Apple.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, who are you, man? Like, what are you doing?
Just trying to kneecap.
And then after the fumble, like, I don't know what he did, but like every ref on the field threw a flag on him.
You're speaking to what I'm saying. Like even when they are doing things well, they are still unveiling what like the DNA of like this iteration of the Patriots is. Like even when they're doing well, it's still caked in like just so many. So like they just keep beating themselves. That's all it is. Like that's what not good football teams do. I won't call them a bad team because like a bad team.
I call them a bad team.
A bad team wouldn't kind of still be in it this deep into. I mean, I'm calling like they're not like a horrible, atrocious train wreck of a team, but they're not good. Like they're beating up.
I expect like the Broncos to lose games like the way they lost to the Bengals and the Raiders. Honestly.
Yeah, but at least they're keeping themselves in it. It's just they can't like this is what they might back into the playoffs. By the way, like very like in fact it's actually opening up for them very nicely to like back right it. Tua might be out. The Dolphins have successfully murdered his brain again. Don't know how
three concussions, man.
Played the whole second half concussed through three. Like everybody's like, well, this is a play where it probably happened. I'm like, well, when was this played? Like in the first half. I'm like, oh God, really? And right after that, he threw all those picks. And the numbers are night and day after he went out after like when people are assuming he took, so they'll get. Yeah, actually, after he was 9 for 12 with a TD before he got the touchdown, and then after he was 7 of 13 for 81 yards and 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe it's a coincidence.
I think his brains are marshmallow.
But yeah, no. So they'll get either Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson, and they don't have Tua, who's a Patriot killer, who's an absolute certified special forces of the British Empire. So
and then they'll play the Bills, which probably should be resting their starters.
Yeah, probably. I was trying to playoff machine it. I'm like, well, what are the odds they're actually resting their starters? And like, if them and the Chiefs both win this week, they're actually both playing for the 1 seed, basically. But so
the Chiefs are also 12-3.
That's what I'm saying. They're playing for the 1 seed right now. So we're rooting for the Broncos this week, Jordan.
Chiefs are very good.
They're pretty good. We are rooting for whoever is replacing Hackett this week, Jordan. If the Chiefs lose, then they're resting their start, which will probably happen now, just so the path can open up for the Patriots for no good reason. Just cause. So it's opening. It's opening somehow, some way. It's opening for them, which I guess is because the Jets have kind of fallen down.
Well, Mike White's back.
The Jets have fallen down a bit.
He's cleared to play.
He is cleared to play. Well, the Jets have fallen down a bit. The Dolphins have had a rough month.
I think they put Zach Wilson on the practice squad.
They're not playing him. He's inactive this coming week. They already said it. They're already like, nope.
His career is over.
Can't wait to see who talks themselves into trying to fix him next year. Can't wait. Somebody will. Oh, you mark my words. But yeah, like it's opening. It's opening for him, Jordan. So that's fun. It's fun. You ready? Still a chance they sneak into that 7 seed, Jordan. Aren't you excited? Are you not excited? And then they can go play the Bengals again, and probably the Bengals don't just stop trying in the second half.
I guess my one detraction to that would be the Steelers somehow are 7-8.
The Steelers are also 7-8. Yes.
I don't know when that happened. And
I don't know.
Then the Titans are just a bad football team, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are just going to win that division.
Hey, they're all 7.
So you also have to look out for the Titans.
They play one more time. I believe the Jaguars and the Titans play one more time this season. They play week 7, week 18.
Yeah, the last week.
So, you know.
I don't know. The Titans look pretty dead. I mean, Davis Mills kind of did him in, but
hey, baby, Malik Willis is at the helm now.
Poor bastard.
Somebody's. But they did lose that game. I didn't even know they lost that game. That's crazy.
The Texans' second win of the season.
Oh my God, has Malik Willis thrown for more than 100 yards once this year? I feel like every time I read his stats, he throws for like 40 yards.
Dude he's just running around. He's doing his best. And then
over 99 yards and 2 interceptions.
And then Trevor Lawrence has been like the best QB for like the last 2 months.
Oh yeah. No, so anyways, frisky Jaguar is gonna have a home playoff game, but you won't be playing them because they're gonna be like the 4 seeds. You don't have to worry about them, Patriots. You're not gonna be playing the 4 seed. Don't you worry about that.
The Raiders, by an act of God, are still in consideration.
But yeah, But again, Jordan, they're in control of their own destiny. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that romantic? They're in control of it, Jordan. Should they? Because I am still firmly of the mind that there's some sort of nebulous value to making the playoffs, even if it's kind of all for naught. I still think there's especially at this point. Like that's I guess I see more value in making the playoffs than being 7-11 and getting like a slightly higher draft pick. Because at this point, I don't know what else you're selling people on other than like, oh well, we made the playoffs 2 years in a row. I guess
it's like I told you this morning. If they make the playoffs, that might just give them just enough copium to keep the status quo.
I don't think that's happening. I feel pretty firmly that is not happening. I think that if anything, the ownership is going to step in on that. And you say that, and Jordan, oh baby, have you not seen the Bill O'Brien reports have started coming?
Oh baby.
Oh, Rappaport's putting it out there. Their reports. They might be linking back up.
Bill and Bill.
Oh yeah, he's emerging. Jordan could be coming back.
Offensive coordinator.
Aren't you excited?
Or hell, at least a guy that knows what offense is.
He does know what offense is, allegedly. It's true. So no, like it's for real. It's which again, I'm coming of the mind that if that's coming from anybody, it's probably not coming from Bill O'Brien, because he's currently worrying about the Sugar Bowl right now.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be worried about.
And it's not probably from Bill Belichick, because I don't know, he's got things to do. So is that a Robert Kraft leak? Little Robert Kraft throwing that out there, trying to get the Colonels going.
Can we get like Nathaniel Hackett
trying to get the fans whipped up in Bill O'Brien frenzy?
The savior.
Why not? Yeah, it is fine. If they're not just gonna go again, just pluck some random guy from the Bengals staff as they tried to shuffle out of Foxborough and just be like, no, you're the new play caller. Just kidnap like some random guy and be like, no, it's you, which they should do. Which again, that's the path. It's not Bill O'Brien. It's not Nathaniel Hackett. It's not one of your other kids. It's that. You go get that, but they're not gonna do that.
Just sneak into like their QB's coach.
Exactly.
Coach,
and just grab the guy.
Hotel room.
Just grab him like horizontally and run away like a ladder, and just carry him and skedaddle with like a cloud of smoke behind you. Absolutely.
So do what you did for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
For the whole team.
Do it. Make it happen. Come on. How do we do that? Come on. Maybe we'll trade for Calvin Ridley. Come on. Maybe they can trade for Calvin Ridley. I like that. That's not from anything. That's not sourced at all. But yeah. But if it has to be Bill O'Brien, like Bill Belichick is just so unwilling to make new friends. It's better. Like I don't know. That's again, Jordan. If that's covered, I would think that would be a Robert Kraft thing. just to get that, just to like be like, all right, we're getting the ball rolling on this now. Like we're gonna do something, Bill. We're gonna do something. I don't care if we lose in the wild card game. We gotta do something about this offense thing. Something.
Step number 1: get a new quarterback.
Get it? I don't know. Even at this point, like whatever. We can talk about the Mac Jones thing in a second. I don't think that's step 1 for one thing. I think the coaching staff thing is step 1.
Yeah, but I think Mac Jones is cooked.
It's possible, but we've talked. I am not a Mac Jones defender. I am not an ardent Mac Jones defender. I'm willing to, if they really want to roll with him. I don't even know if they'd want to roll with him. Though. I just seem to like him. I don't seem to like any of them. But
I can't lie to you. Mac Jones kind of seems like a piece of shit.
He kind of seems like a little bit of a dick, right? I'm glad you're saying it. I don't want to say it. I'm glad you're perceiving that he kind of seems like a dick, right? Like
he just keeps like trying to hurt people and kicking people when he's sliding and the dick and
yelling at everybody,
getting
pissed when he doesn't get the play call. Like he doesn't seem like an easy guy to get along with, right?
Yeah, he's asking why don't you throw the ball more? It's because you threw the ball 7 yards over the guy's head.
Seems kind of petulant, right?
Yeah,
he seems kind of an but whatever, fine. Like I've seen it kind of work with like competent coaching or whatever. If I don't know. They should draft somebody. They should always draft somebody. Every year draft somebody. Draft Henderson Hooker or some other guy. I don't know. Draft anybody. I don't care.
Oh boy.
I don't care.
Savior from Tennessee.
Yeah, why not? It's rehabbing. Get him in here. Get him in the tube. You know, you got Mac, you got Zappy, you're developing Hooker, or draft some other dude who's really, really tall and really, really fast and has never taken a snap under center and just, like, put him in, like, the tube for, like, a year. Whatever. They should do that. If they don't do that, I'll be mad, by the way. At a minimum, like, draft another quarterback and develop them, because you need to draft and develop a quarterback every single year, no matter what. Do it every year. Zappy's nice.
I mean, quiet as kept. I have very... Well, you know how I feel about Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, I know you like Hendon Hooker. Fine. Yeah, fine.
Dude's kind of a baller.
Yeah, if you can stack him into third or fourth, yeah, go for it. Go crazy. Yeah, fine. I'm fine. Yeah, fine. I'm not going to be mad, you know, or just draft somebody really, really. The thing I don't want them to do is draft like another, like, unathletic, but like kind of safe, kind of smart pocket passer, man. They don't need more of those. They got those. Draft.
Even though Hendon Hooker's like our age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the one problem. That's the one problem with Hendon Hooker. But just either draft Hendon Hooker or draft like the next Logan Thomas and hope he turns out better than Logan. You know, like remember when Logan Thomas got drafted, and they're like, this guy is like the most athletic guy ever. He just doesn't know how to play quarterback, and just hope that they can teach him how to play quarterback. Which, by the way, was a very good assessment of Logan Thomas because now he's a tight end, and I'm pretty sure he's still on the Commanders or something. He's like been like a legitimate starting tight end for teams, but
the frisky Commanders.
But he is still on the like he was. People were right to say he was very athletic because he then switched to tight end and can actually do it a little bit. It's on the Bills for a little bit there, Jordan. But it's 670 yards in 2020. Anyway, like just draft somebody, just get somebody really toolsy, like because I've come around on like your quarterback's got to be really athletic and like got crazy on the whole thing. I've come around on that. So, you know, if you can't get somebody in the first round, which they probably shouldn't do and won't be in position to do, like then draft like some big dumb oaf of a man with a giant arm in the 5th round and hope you can teach him how to play quarterback. Anyway, besides that, the coaching staff is the bigger thing. And I will say this. I forgot about this coming out. Talk about this last week. That I hadn't addressed. I kind of forgot like the magnitude of offensive coaching staff turnover that happened when McDaniels left. I forgot that he took their, along with him, along with Josh McDaniels, who was the coordinator and the quarterbacks coach, also took the assistant quarterbacks coach, the O-line coach, and the wide receivers coach, Jordan. And I'll tell you, this season it's felt like the O-line, quarterbacks, and wide receivers have not seemed particularly well coached.
I would agree.
Seeing as how 3 of those 4 things were replaced by Matt Patricia and Joe Judge.
That's also a part of it.
So yeah,
maybe more so that than their removal.
Yeah, both. It's both. Like like I've talked a lot about how like every time like Patriots coaches leave, it's like, well, whatever. Like they always replace them. Maybe they're at the end of the rope. Like maybe when you lose everybody, it eventually maybe catches up with you. Maybe at a certain point, it does catch up with you. Hasn't caught up with them on defense somehow. Like the defense, even at fine. Keep Gerard Mayo, keep Steve, whatever weird combo combined defensive coordinator him and Steve Belichick create, because neither of them are the coordinator, Jordan. I'm pretty sure Steve Belichick calls the plays, but I've also seen then Gerard Mayo like runs the meetings, which I don't know how that would work. That seems silly to me. But, it works. It's fine. It works. Whatever. They got something going.
It's almost as if defense is just inherently easier to play.
It's possible. It's easier to coach. It's possible. It's at least different. Wildly different. But yeah.
Hey, do you guys know what a cover zero is?
Damn,
yeah,
Jordan's
just do that.
Slandering defense. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, fine, but it works, whatever,
So you know how to contain the boundary,
and if like Gerard Mayo gets hired to be a head coach, which he's getting interviews again, and I hope that they're good faith, legitimate interviews from these teams, because I doubt it. That's a whole other. That's a tough one. That's the tough thing to talk about with the Rooney Rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I hope
or otherwise Brian Flores should have another job.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. And if he gets brought out, if Gerard Mayo gets brought out, then bring Brian Flores back. I mean, perfect. Cycle Brian Flores back in. But I just gotta get a coordinator, man. Like they gotta get that. Like they got whatever they do. Like again, I'm sure Patricia won't be gone. And I'm sure on the same token, we talk about I'm sure that if Belichick feels like his job is threatened, he'll move on from these guys. I guess that's kind of my key to it. That's the one thing that's still giving me some degree of faith. There was a point when I'm like, well, he's probably stubborn and he won't move off them because he seems to love them. But it's like, because we talked about it. If it was a matter of Belichick's unwilling to move off of them, then I'm getting rid of him. That's where I'm at with it. If Belichick's is going to play ball and move on and bring in a real coordinator, then fine, you can say it, which is the ultimatum that I'm giving him if I own the team. And I feel like he will. What?
I think my biggest problem at this point is the lack of urgency.
Yeah.
I mentioned this when I was texting you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the parallels between the Steelers last year and this Patriots team.
Mm-hmm.
That neither of those two teams did anything particular well. But the thing with Mike Tomlin, at least this year, dude, he understands that this level of mediocrity is unacceptable, and that I feel like Mike Tomlin's actually trying to make a good football team. I don't feel the same about Bill Belichick, and I haven't felt that way about Bill Belichick in a while.
Well, so the offseason before last season, I felt a sense of urgency. Based on the fact that they went and, spent the most money in the league, and by far the most money they've ever spent in this offseason ever, and drafted a quarterback and all that. Yeah, I didn't feel that coming into this year. This year was the one where
none of that really panned out.
Oh, I think it all panned out relatively. It all panned. Matt Judon's pretty good.
Matt Judon's good, and then
Jalen Mills
they got absolutely
good.
Smoked by the Bills.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying, we're talking about the sense of urgency. That was it there, and then this offseason, it wasn't much, huh? They really just. And at this point, I guess if mid-season, almost at a certain point, it is also I can't. I guess if I don't know if
and it's also I get Bill Belichick, he comes out, does his laconic one-word answers, but there really is a strange lack of accountability.
Well,
man never really says that that was a wrong thing for me to do. Whereas Mike Tomlin does.
I will say this at this mid-season now, as the season's progressed, I can see how that would even if he was willing to do that, it would be tough to, because right now you have seemingly your entire offense is mutinying. And it's not as though they have any other options besides maybe going to Zappy.
Even if he said something oh, football is tough.
Well, he said stuff like
tough,
that. Oh, he said stuff.
We need to really. shape up and get some things in order.
Oh no, he said stuff like that occasionally. He has, like, in the way that he talks. But it is. I know if you meant a sense of urgency in terms of, like, not like making a change. They don't have anybody to go to. There's nobody on the coaching staff where you're like, well, just let that guy try calling the plays. It would just be Joe Judge. Like, it would just let Joe call the play. Like, there's nobody who can't, like. No, like, it's not.
Tried. Have they tried? Like,
no, because why would you? Like, you're talking about, like, it's just, like, it's like all they have is to just try to create the most refined version of whatever this is.
But this is bad.
It's bad. I know. It's very bad. But it's like, there's not, like, they don't have another direction to go unless, like, Belichick was
they got two good edge rushers and a couple of good corners. Yeah. That's it. Like, like what's worth preserving here?
I don't know. Well, I'm talking about I'm talking like mid-season. Oh, going into the offseason, I don't know. they need tackles. They need receivers. Probably a new quarterback, but I don't really know what the avenue to go for that is unless you want to pay Jimmy G like $25 million, and I don't really want to do that.
Baker?
I think bringing Baker to, like, compete with Mac. I saw one guy bring that up on, like, Instagram somewhere. I'm like, I like that.
I mean, it wouldn't really be a competition. I just take Baker.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's a competition at a minimum. If it's just Mac and Zappy, I want it to be a competition. Like, if it's
I mean, maybe Baker and Zappy would be a competition, but I think Baker smokes Mac Jones.
Well, let it have, baby. Play it out. I'm willing to let it play out. I'm willing to do the
I don't know. Like, Baker's been on the Rams for like 3 days, and like dude's had like the greatest games of his career.
No, I'm with it. I'm with you on it. Fine, go for it. I think the Rams should probably just keep him and trade Stafford, honestly.
That too.
But no, like fine, like I'm into that. Like, but that's so far from a sure thing. Like, and like he's had his 2 best games of his rest of the last 2 years has just been atrocious from Baker Mayfield. But
like, you know, like is this maybe
tough.
That's just the brilliance of Sean McVay that he knew the kid for like for like 4 days and then he just had like 100-yard
had like one conversation
drive. Yeah, walk off.
Just looked at him. He's like, "Hey, drive. Baker, you can do this." And he's like, "Oh, I haven't heard that in years."
So this is what support feels like.
He looked at him. He's like, "Hey, you're better than a serial rapist."
You're like, I am, coach. Thank you.
just unlocked him. Brought back all of his swagger, you know? He's like, hey, I like those commercials.
I liked Baker's house.
They don't make those now, right? They haven't made any of those this season, right? Because they couldn't, right? Because where would he be?
He's been in a few of the Heisman commercials, the Heisman house.
I like the Heisman house. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, yeah, like, I'm very open. We can discuss options for quarterback probably more like the end of the season. But like, I specifically thought about the Baker thing. I'm like, well, maybe. I mean, like, you want to bring him in, like, it's you might as well. Like, if you want to I'm not bringing in Baker as like my sole 1A solution, but you want to bring him in, mix it up, all game for that. But
I mean, besides Uche, Judon, and a couple of the Joneses. Everything else can go.
Hey, Jalen Mills been pretty good. Keep him. His dead cap. He's still only set to make like $5 million next season. I'm like, that's still a bargain, baby. Jalen Mills 2021 offseason. It's Devin McCourty will probably eventually retire.
Maybe one day.
Maybe at some point. But which again, I've said before, I'm sure I will notice it the second he's gone. But Matt Slater might retire, Jordan. You never know. That'll be a tough one to fill. The gunning situation will get even worse. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm starting with the coaching thing, though. Like, again, like, this team with better coaching, at least offensively, like, probably does win 2 more games. Again, I'm attributing these last 2 losses are so much more a precision thing, an execution thing than they are a talent thing. Like, these last 2 losses, I'm not putting down to talent level. I'm just not. Like, the way that they lost these games was so much more like purely a coaching thing, an execution thing, like a discipline thing. Which, by the way, in fairness, like this game, they lost primarily because Ramondre Stevenson, who's been their best player on offense by a mile, just fumbled, just Just got the ball right, not maybe even we're overblowing it. Maybe we're overblowing that specific play. Maybe I'm looking at it too. Maybe I'm trying too hard to like see the threads, but it's correct to do it that way. Like that is what their season has been. That is what their season has meant. And now they're gonna go play the Dolphins with Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson or a brain dead husk of Tua Tagovailoa, and they'll probably win. And then suddenly, you know, then maybe they can beat the Bills backups. Maybe not, honestly. I don't even know who the Bills backup. Who is the Bills backup quarterback this year? It's not Mitch, right?
I feel like it's a guy.
It's probably a guy, right? Who is it? It's Case Keenum. Oh, that's a pretty good backup. Oh, it's Case Keenum. Case Keenum. It's a higher echelon backup, honestly.
That is a top tier backup.
Ooh, can they keep up with Case? Also, again, I'm overblowing the chance the Bills are playing their backups because, again, unless the Broncos can beat the Chiefs this week, which we're rooting for, Jordan.
There's no way.
We're rooting for it.
There's no way. There's just no way.
We are rooting for it. Or if the Bills lose to the Bengals,
are the Chiefs resting their starters against the Broncos?
Probably not. No, there's 2 more games to play. But
I mean,
if the Chiefs win,
if I'm Andy Reid, I consider it. Honestly.
If the Chiefs win and the Bills lose to the Bengals, then Kansas City just has to win to keep it. So maybe then the Bills rest their starters because they don't. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it's a tough one. But, hey, you beat Miami without their quarterback and the Bills when they weren't trying to win. So, good note to go out on, I say. And then you're playing the. And then you're probably playing the. Who would you be playing? Who you playing? You'd be probably playing the Bengals again. You're probably either playing the Bengals, Bills, or Chiefs is what's happening almost certainly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So force a punt, baby, and the season was progress.
Maybe they can get Lamar.
We'll talk about Lamar at some point, baby.
That would be great.
They got a lot of cap space. That's something to use it on.
Like, come here, Lamar. We'll give you your 300 guaranteed.
Here you go. Yeah, we got Bill O'Brien for you. Isn't that fun?
I mean,
we should have just drafted you.
Lamar's a made man. They just need to get out of his way, honestly.
we would have, we'll pay $300 million for 12 games a year, which I am starting to come around to the injury thing, by the way, on Lamar. That's the thing for another day. The injury thing with Lamar is tough. The injury thing's tough. Because coming out as missing his 4th game. Yeah.
Still pay him. Doesn't matter.
You got Zappy anyway. You got Zappy for those 4 games. It's a perfect situation.
I mean, Ravens, they're kind of unwatchable without Lamar.
Come on. The Patriots are very watchable with Zappy.
They are very watchable. In fact, I think Zappy should be starting.
Honestly, maybe.
Games.
But again, Mac wasn't why they lost this game against the Bengals.
I mean, what about the first half? He did
first half, schmerst half.
Okay.
It's was Joe Burrow in the second half.
I just want to let the viewers know that the Patriots didn't convert a third down until the third quarter.
Terrible on third down. Why even they're horrible on first down and they're terrible on third down. Second down they're okay sometimes, I guess. I assume. I know they have the 5th lowest first down yardage in the league, and I know they've converted 20% of their third downs. I'm just assuming that they're getting something done on second down. One of the best second down teams of all time. Let me tell you, when you get them on second down, they are money.
Well, they're not getting first down on second down. I can tell you that.
No, they're not getting first downs a lot of the time, Jordan. They're not getting a lot of first downs. That is part of the problem, my friend. They are just, they were a 6-13 on third down. That's not horrible. Could be much worse. Never again. I don't know. Yeah, Lamar. Yeah, I don't know. What are you saying in this Miami game? What are we even looking for at this point? Like, what? Do you even want them to try and win, Jordan? Like, I guess because I'm firmly on like I'd rather they win than get like a slightly higher draft pick, and maybe that's stupid. Do you disagree? Are you team tank for like the 14th overall pick?
I think it's not a matter of should they win. I'm still on the matter of can they win.
Okay. Because I still think it should if anything,
against
I think
Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson.
Because I guess I will say, like, at a bare minimum, like, I guess I'm kind of impressed with the fact that they, like, rallied in that second half. Because we talked last week about it. I'm like, well, after this Raiders game, I'm like, well, now, if this might go off the rails entirely. Like, this team might start, like, just imploding in on itself, like, emotionally. And after the first half, I'm like, oh, this second half's not going to be fair. So the fact that they came out and still tried, honestly, like, kind of surprised me. I guess I just want to throw that nugget out there, but...
And also Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill,
hey,
they are much better than what they were week one. I'll say that.
They're pretty good. They are.
Very, probably the fastest wide receiver tandem in NFL history.
Oh, they are something. I don't know. All right. No, assuming it's no Tua, because God, I hope they don't kill that man. I don't even want to pick it with Tua. I don't even want to.
If Tua starts on
not Tua, without Tua. We said without Tua.
Okay, without Tua. If he does start, I might not just even watch the game. I really want to support it.
Fair.
Honestly.
All right, fair enough. I'm not willing to take that kind of stance. I'm willing to have the integrity to not ask you to pick the game with Tua, but I'll probably watch it. So you have a little more integrity than me. But
I'm like, this man's literally about to die on the field. Dude is about to just
the second time this season.
His brain's about to just
honestly at this point, I'm like, if he plays, I'm like, all right, Tua, maybe it's on you this time. Like this exact thing happened 2 months ago when you tried to play. Like, maybe you should have also learned your lesson by now, though. At this point,
yeah. But without Tua,
would they assume Teddy Bridgewater? Because I don't think they'll be very good with Teddy Bridgewater. I'll be.
But problem is the Dolphins have beat the Patriots for like the last 4 years in a row.
Nah, they're 4-0 last 4 times, 5-0 in the last round. But those are all with Tua. Tua's a Patriot killer, Jordan.
These are all with Tua, so I think
Tua's a Patriot killer.
I think
Teddy Bridgewater played for the first time against the Patriots. That's a fun fact. When they played the Vikings his rookie year, it wasn't his first start, but it was the first game he got put in because they booed Matt Castle until they put Tua in. Oh, was it Christian Ponder? Yes. I don't remember who it was.
I think the Patriots squeak by. It won't be a pretty game. And there'll be many times where you'll think they'll lose horribly.
All right. High praise so far.
2014 Pats?
Yeah.
I'm not at all confident about that.
I'm pretty confident if it's no, especially with the fact that the Dolphins just haven't been very good lately. No, with no Tua, I'm as much as I've slandered Tua, I also think he's been a little bit better than I gave him credit for. A little bit, not too much. They should still sign Brady in the offseason. But Teddy Bridgewater's not very good. And he hasn't been very good this year. I'm probably going this. I'll go 17-7 New England to be different. But, so, then they'll be setting up for a Week 18 game with the Bills, and then maybe play the Bills in the playoffs again if the Bills decide not to try. Or they can decide to try and just knock the Patriots out of playoffs. Or maybe they'll be like, actually, maybe we just rather play the Patriots in the wild card round than get a bye.
If the Patriots lose, are they just done?
I don't know. Let's play out. Let me go back to the playoff machine. They lose to the Dolphins?
Yeah. If they lose, then the Jets win. If the Jets beat Seattle.
Well, if the Jets win this week, they'd be 8-8. No. They wouldn't necessarily just be completely out of it with the Jets because they have the tiebreaker on the Jets. But let me look. Okay. Cowboys win. Jaguars win. Playoff machining. We'll say the Ravens beat the Steelers. Actually, we'll say the Steelers beat the Ravens because they're frisky. I don't. Yeah, they're probably out of it at that point. Yeah, they're probably. Yeah, they're pretty out of it at that point. Yeah, because I think at this point they're competing with the Dolphins for a spot is what the situation is. They're basically fighting with the Dolphins for a spot because the Chargers are probably gonna have a better record than the Ravens. I don't think they can't have 10 wins.
Chargers already clinched a spot.
Yeah, well, they clinched a spot, but the Patriots might be able to out. But yeah, Chargers have 9 wins already. The Patriots have to win out to have 9 wins, and the Ravens have 10 wins. So they're not catching either of them probably, like unless the Chargers implode. And I don't even know what the tiebreaker is because the Chargers play the Rams. Oh, Baker baby, and the Broncos. So they're probably winning one of those. So yeah, they're just at this point they're just competing with the Dolphins for a spot, basically for that 7th spot.
Well, if they lose to the Dolphins and the Jaguars beat the Texans, which will probably happen, and the Jets beat the Seahawks, which can happen, it's well. GG.
Yeah, but they're basically out of it. I think if they lose it, we'll just say that. Yeah, it's GG if they lose this game. You don't need all the scenarios, people. So yeah, this is what you want, baby. Second to last week of the season, do or die to be the 7th seed. That's football. That's what it's all about. This is what you look for as a fan. It's exciting. Being a Patriots fan is just a delight these last couple of years. You know what else is a delight, Jordan?
What else is a delight?
The Boston Red Sox.
Oh boy.
Which Jordan, I know you mentioned to me earlier. You asked because the Red Sox had a couple of pitchers get signed away from them. Nathan Eovaldi right before the podcast. Because first we read that Rich Hill signed with the Pirates today, which is fine, whatever. I wasn't married to them bringing back Rich Hill. I did kind of want Nathan Eovaldi back on a certain level. And, nope. So Nathan Eovaldi has literally 15 minutes before we start recording. Nathan Eovaldi signed with the Rangers, which is unfortunate. And now, though, Jordan, you'll hear this. According to quite a few reports, teams are calling about Chris Sale. Excellent. Yeah, we'll do a tribute to Nathan Eovaldi, I suppose. With Jordan, if for the podcast listeners, Jordan's holding up his light up Nathan Eovaldi bobblehead that he got when he went to a game that has like his Red Sox hat. It looks like a little gnome hat, and I kind of find it unsettling, but
it's very unsettling. Yeah, I did not like it.
Nathan Eovaldi's gone. Anyway, though, teams are calling the Red Sox about Chris Sale, and according to John Heyman, they are at least willing to listen and consider. And also, Jordan went on to say that they feel like their starting rotation is a place of depth.
That's cap. That's cap.
Oh, no, Jordan. You don't think...
What? Excuse me?
They feel like it is a place of... Maybe they were unaware at the time that Michael Wacha and Nathan Eovaldi were not under contract. I still hope they bring back Wacha. I'm pretty and I still haven't gotten numbers on the Nathan Eovaldi contract, by the way. I still haven't seen them. But I'm still waiting on seeing Nathan Eovaldi contract numbers. Here we go. 2-year, $34 million deal.
2 years, 34. Okay.
So 16 per. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. No, I would have given them that. What the hell? All right. Well, whatever. They're broke. But the Red Sox are broke.
For those of you watching the video feed, this is why I have my name is Poverty Enjoyer.
Yeah, Poverty, absolutely. But yeah,
I enjoy poverty.
So yeah, so other people's, not his own. Group. But yeah, no. So the starting rotation is the place of depth, Joe, especially if they trade Chris Sale. I mean, come on, that is just next man up. You know,
I mean, to be fair, if they get out of Chris Sale's contract, I consider that a win.
I would not at this point. They the version of the Red Sox that are any good this coming season is one where Chris Sale like plays and is competent. I disagree. If you told me that they're moving off his money to then spend that money on somebody better, then sure. However, Jordan, that won't be what they do. I don't even know who you spend it on at this point. That won't be what they do. You think they're gonna take that 20?
It's gonna be the middle of June, and Chris Sale's gonna be on his skateboard in the middle of the Boston Common, getting a slice of pizza.
Oh, yeah,
and he's gonna fall off his skateboard.
He's more of a rollerblade
and break
guy.
his arm, and then it'll be in the middle of broad daylight, and nobody will have a video recording of it.
I think he's more of a rollerblade guy, don't you?
Oh, he might be a rollerblade guy. Yeah, maybe.
He's like, oh, I left my elbow pads at home. Oh no, my mom told me to wear them. And
it'll be like 3:30 on a Tuesday and in middle of Boston Common, one of the most
It'd be like,
busiest.
actually, he was going through the Massachusetts DCYF building. Everybody there swore that they saw him.
Chris Sale was right in front of 600 Washington Street. He's coming out of the Chinatown Orange Line.
You really missed a scoop on that one, huh? That's what happened.
I guess. I should have taken my break a little bit earlier.
Yeah, no. Like the version of the Red. Which, by the way, it wouldn't be crazy. By the way, if Chris Sale came back and was good. Like it wouldn't be insanity, just because the injuries have all been so different and all so weird. Well, the first one wasn't. The first one was just Tommy John. Whatever. That's the normal one. That just happens. And dude's heel, and he's like beyond the point in the timetable where like that's supposed to like not be affecting you anymore. So whatever.
And he broke his ribs.
Allegedly, he mysteriously broke his ribs while they couldn't talk to any union officials or MLB officials. Exactly. Mysteriously, and then mysteriously fell off a bike and broke his wrist. So I don't know anything about these injuries. They could not be that bad. We don't know anything about them. They're all mysteries.
Fell off his bike and picking up his lunch in the middle of Boston.
Exactly, out of his bike.
No one saw Chris Sale. Not one video of it.
Okay. Nobody was like, "Ooh, look at Chris Sale on the two wheels. That's kind of fun." Nothing. So I don't know. Like maybe they genuinely weren't that series of injuries. Like I don't know. Like they're all so weird. And then again, he just mysteriously broke his rib, I guess, or fractured his rib, or whatever he did. So who knows? So he could come back and be fine. He could come back and he doesn't have an arm anymore. They're like, way to go. And they're like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. But again, like it's just to me, like especially at this point, like especially like they don't like with Evaldi being gone, and again, hopefully they bring Walker back. Like it's like they need Chris Sale. Like they need a good version of, which is no guarantee, but they need a good version of Chris Sale lest they trade him and then not replace him with somebody of equal value. Like, this rotation already has so many ifs in it. Which, by the way, Chris Sale is one of the ifs. But removing that if entirely, it makes it worse. Like, right now, it's still like, hopefully Chris Sale can be good. Hopefully Garrett Whitlock can, like, be good as a starter when he actually comes into the season knowing it. Excuse me. Hopefully Brian Bayo takes a step forward. Like, a lot of ifs. Not terrible ifs. But a lot of ifs. So, but Jordan, they feel like it's spot of depth. That thing's terrifying. I hate that thing. Thing's gonna be on the thumbnail somehow, but I hate him. And on your webcam, it looks like he doesn't have any pants on.
Yeah, you see like a kind of thin red stripe right there.
But, yeah. No,
it's really the smile that does it for me. I just...
Yeah, I don't love it either, huh? This is a gnome hat. I don't like the gnome hat. But, yeah, it's just like, like they need Chris Sale, So I hope, I guess I hope, unless they trade him in a deal and get, like, some good MLB pitches, but that won't be what happens. They'll get, like, prospects and, like, international signing money that they won't use.
Oh boy, you can send some more guy to the Woo Sox.
Exactly. So it'll be nothing, and they'll be worse because they're, Jordan, because this is what they're doing. I actually have some audio from them in the Fenway, from the Red Sox front office if you want to hear it, Jordan.
Please.
This is live sound of Chaim Bloom, Sam Kennedy, and John Henry kind of all meeting and calling other teams to ask about players. Change, there's some change. So, things are going great. Yeah, things are going great, Jordan.
That's typically my experience at Fenway.
Yeah, no. So there's
the guys with the sausage cart, and then it's the executive of the Boston Red Sox, holding out cups.
Yeah, so
some sort of chipped up Dunkin' Donuts cups from like 2006, and they just want some nickels in them.
So they're like, oh, come on.
This is going to go towards our new reliever.
We have so much depth in our starting rotation. Who do they think they're fooling? Do they think we're stupid? Like, who do they think we have depth? Oh, no, guys. We got Nick Pivetta as our number 2 on a lot of AAA teams. He'd be a number 1 starter. It's just so stupid.
Hey man, sometimes you just become the new Orioles.
We don't need a start. We don't need a first baseman. We don't need a shortstop. We got so many starting pitchers. It's crazy. Come on, we brought James Paxton back. We're paying him to rehab some more. It'll be great. I love it. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, another if, by the way. Oh, maybe our number 4 starter could be James Paxton. He hasn't played a game in 2 years. We paid him the rehab last year. Maybe this year, though. Remember when he was good on the Mariners like 9 years ago? Anyway, what are the Yankees up to? Oh, look, they signed the number 1 pitcher in free agency again.
Or how about the Rangers?
Oh, look at the Rangers. The Rangers are loaded up. And I'm sure they'll still win 70 games. They got Nathan Eovaldi now, baby. I hope. They probably won't bring back Michael Wacha. It's fine. He'll sign for like a shockingly low amount of money, and you'll just be like, well, yesterday was the anniversary of Babe Ruth getting traded by the Red Sox.
Seems fitting.
Yeah, you know what Babe Ruth got traded for, Jordan? A little bit of trivia for you.
Some little bit of pocket change.
$100,000 cash.
Yep.
Which honestly, it seems like it's defined the way that the Red Sox handle their homegrown superstars, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we take a lot of cue from the days when Babe Ruth used to play here in terms of letting our best young players leave for nothing. So, something for all you 20s guys out there. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Remember him?
Again, well, I know we let Rafael Devers walk in 2024, but we just had so much starting pitching depth in 2023. It seemed like a loss we could take.
That was a crazy statement, man.
We had Nick Pivetta, we had Garrett Whitlock. Maybe he can start 20 games. Come on, Brian Bayo. Great guy, that Brian Bayo. Oh, man, what a great draft pick by our supposed draft expert, Chaim Bloom, who drafted Brian Bayo completely. Not that big, dumb idiot, Dave Dombrowski, who doesn't know how to draft or keep prospects or sign shortstops. So, anyway. This has been a fun episode, I think. Oh, the Celtics beat the Bucks. That was very nice. The Celtics are still the best team in the NBA. Good to see them rekindle that. That was nice. Trae Young. Some reports are coming out that Trae Young might not be happy. I'm still trying to cook up Trae Young trade destinations, which is hard. Thinking of places to send Trae Young is hard, which I'm not saying he's gonna get traded anytime soon. But
there was good news in Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, I know. They're trying to bring back the wife beater. I did see that. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, actually, I'd love to dunk on the Hornets for that for a second. Yeah, the Hornets. I don't know. They got like 30 games into the season, and they're like, ooh, maybe Miles Bridges didn't hit his wife that hard.
I thought he was going to jail, but
yeah, I did. I guess the case is going well.
They gave him a 5 years probation and like.
I don't know, but they're talking to him again. There's Michael Jordan for you, baby.
I don't know how you can plead guilty to felony domestic abuse and only get 5 years probation. That seems.
I don't know.
The rich get richer, I guess.
As soon as he gets signed, it'd start a suspension. They would assume. Nope, he just got 3 years. Last month, he got 3 years probation and no jail time.
That's fucking crazy.
So maybe you have to wear an ankle monitor on away games.
Okay, I mean, what was the point then? Why even?
He's gonna learn a lesson from that probation, baby. Probation sounds annoying. Got to go to meetings. Got to tell a guy where you've been.
Is there any stipulations for counseling? You gotta not hit your wife again, or else they really might send you to jail this time. Does he have to go to therapy?
Probably.
I'd hope. It's something.
I'd hope something. Hope he has to do something. I hope maybe they'd have him go to a place
to his wife, or
have to what?
Pay some restitution to his wife or something? I don't know.
Who knows?
That's insane, man.
And they're bringing it back. They're like, oh, perfect. The court case is over. Fine. That was the problem. We were waiting to see if you were going to get jail time. All right, Miles, let's start talking about the deal. What? That's terrible. Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful?
That's
Weren't there pictures of it? It's one of those things. This is something I was thinking about last night. I'm so glad you brought this up because this has been I forgot about this, honestly. Because it happened like 3 days ago, and it's been a whirlwind. It's like it's one of those things where because there were photos of it, weren't there? Like photos came out of like, yeah. It's one of those things where like I want to, on one hand, I want to like go on Twitter and be like, oh, by the way, like this is what Miles Bridges did, right? Because it's hard if there's not. It's really easy for people to like read. I feel like it's much easier to like read what somebody did, right? Like, no matter how atrocious it is, right? It's much easier to read it and just see words, right? Than to, like, see it. You had to, like, see his wife, like, all, like... you haven't seen these photos. I'm not going to tell you to go look them up, but, like, it's bad. It's beat his wife up real bad. Like, real bad. To see it, But also, I'm like, well, I don't want to, like, put out, like, what very well is probably the worst day of this woman's life out on the internet, But it's all gravy though to the GOAT, I guess. Oh,
even if he does get re-signed, can like the league just like suspend him?
That's what they said.
Year?
That's what that's what they already said. Yeah, that's Charlotte already that's what like the article about it says. Yeah, like like there will probably be a suspension and then But the sooner that he's signed, they can actually start a suspension because they can't suspend him when he doesn't have a contract, I guess. So,
because man's going to have to go sit down for a while.
Yeah. No. So, that's fun. So, they're just like, we could just re-sign him, I guess. Yeah, we need the scoring,
He's a restricted free agent, I guess.
Our wing depth isn't very good. Oh, God, oh, my God, isn't it gross? Isn't it gross?
Yeah, that's wild.
I will watch less Hornets games now. I'm pledging that.
I don't know how he only got probation when he pleaded guilty.
Hey, 3. He pleaded no contest.
Oh, he pleaded no okay. Is there no mandatory minimum for that in North Carolina?
I guess
but
it's at least 3 years probation.
But there's like a mandatory minimum for literally everything else in North Carolina.
Probably, yeah.
Jaywalking and
probably.
You're black. Go 2 years, 48 months.
I guess Miles Bridges escaped it on that one. I don't know. So, that's fun.
How will this affect his rap career?
I'm not qualified to comment on that, but oh my God, he does have a rap. Has he released anything recently?
I hope not.
Oh, let's check. Oh God, has
27 days, 27 nights. That's
No, I don't think so. Let's see his Apple Music. Has he released anything recently? I don't see anything. I don't see it. I don't think so. I think he's probably sitting on the docks. But yeah, no, awful. Oh, damn, like what are we doing? Oh my God, so gross, so yucky. Thank you for reminding me about this. It's just, what else can you? I feel the need.
Very simple PR.
At least for point it out every now and then.
For people out there, right? I'll give you this consulting for free. Mm-hmm. Normally I charge for this, but I'll give you this for free. You shouldn't be trying to sign dudes who are convicted felons for beating up their wives.
Pleaded no contest.
He pleaded no contest for beating up his wife like 10 months ago. You shouldn't do that.
Oh, it's like, oh, look, they were good about it. Like, they moved on. They were like, all right, we're not doing this. Like, this isn't right. That's good. Nope, they were just waiting to see what the court said. Whatever. Take that. LeBron would never. Points for the LeBron guys, baby. Probably would. LeBron probably would. Who are you kidding? LeBron was actually, like, talking to him courtside the other day. It's actually, LeBron absolutely would. Never mind. Who am I kidding? But, that's fun.
Hypocrite, am I right?
So I hope they enjoy, I hope they enjoy getting him getting him on a deal. I guess I hope he doesn't get like $100 million 5-year contract that he was gonna get. I'm like, damn, this dude fumbled the bag. Guess not all of it.
That'd be crazy.
No contest. But well, listen, if he pled guilty, maybe then we'd think about it. But he pled no contest, so just while Jordan just puffs on a big fat cigar. Got 2 kids with this lady. Crazy. Ugh. Whatever.
Bad judgment. Bad decision making.
Whatever. Don't beat your wives, everybody. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
If you do, hopefully you got a nice jumper and can play a little bit of defense, and the Hornets will look right past it, I guess. So that's fun. All right, that's it, everybody. What a good note to end on. Probably won't use this one for the thumbnail at all. All right. Celtics won. That's good. That's it. All right. I remember I was trying to maybe cook up like Trae Young trade destination, but it's hard to do. It's not the easiest thing to think about. Trae Young, he's a weird player to try to fit in places. He's not a one-size-fits-all kind of superstar. He's an interesting guy, that Trae Young. So, gonna keep working the trade machine on that. But all right, that's it.
I mean, the Hawks aren't doing this bad.
No, Sixers reports God. Like maybe Trae Young isn't super happy now, which could mean he might want to be gone in 2 years. It doesn't mean much of anything. The Hawks have been kind of disappointing. The Hawks are I think they're the 10th seed right now. The Hawks have not been playing up there, but they're probably gonna get rid of Nate McMillan at some point. Actually, they're the 7th seed right now. They're probably gonna get rid of Nate McMillan at some point soon. But I don't know.
16, not terrible.
Yeah, but
not good. But they're far from dead.
But anyway, that's it, everybody. Goodbye. Have a good week. I'm on Twitter, Jake R. Elmsley. He's on Twitter, true_world_king. Check out the TikTok. Check out the YouTube. We'll be back next week. I hate that bobblehead. Goodbye, everybody.